Just loving it. Ladies are saying, Daktari enda pole pole, leo ni siku yetu.
Oh my.
Ati, don't tell me utazipitia tu. No, he's just giving a highlight and
I'm
then
just
he'll
giving a
come
highlight,
one
then
and
we'll get
one.
into
So
them,
number
yeah.
one, he talked about security. Number two, he talked about affection. Number three.
Then women love open communication.
Okay.
They love so much of communication. And number four, they love leadership.
Even me, I'm in class today.
Oh, that's
Even
good.
me, I'm in class today.
That's good. So one of the areas when you think about security, number one, mainly like I get angry when I hear people referring to ladies as gold diggers. A woman is not a gold digger if you secure her well financially. But when we talk about securing her well financially, remember this lady has been brought up in a family where she was provided with everything.
That's true.
And so basically, when you take over from what the parents were doing, then she expects the same to continue happening.
So, Love Doctor, are you talking about security in different dimensions? Because I'm sure when you're, my assumption is when you're talking about security, someone else is thinking about the protection. Hakikisha umefunga mlango ya nyumba.
No. I'm talking about these elements that make you actually feel you are comfortable in that relationship.
Secure in all areas.
Yeah, you are secure in all areas. And one of the areas that a woman wants to be secure is financial security. A woman wants to be sure when she needs a dress, she'll get it. When she needs to make her hair like the one that you already have. I believe your husband took care of that today, if I'm not wrong.
Today I'm your prop.
Yeah, she wants to be sure that the hair will be well taken care of. She wants to be sure that even if she needs anything to be done in the house, it will be done well.
And I think that's now where men go wrong by calling us gold diggers and materialistic.
And actually, they think that you are so demanding. It's not about being so demanding. It's just a question of understanding what are the priorities of this woman. She needs her hair done. She needs her nails done. She needs her facial done. Like she needs proper dressing. She needs her children taken care of if you are blessed with children. And all that is within financial security. So when you're taking up a woman and make her your girlfriend, be sure that she will always ask you for money. I remember there is a guy who, conditionalized their relationship and told the lady, if you continue asking me for money, I will leave you. And then this lady told him, if you continue asking me for sex, I'll also leave you.
Oh, God.
So you see, there is always a way, like to juggle around every aspect that is raised in regard to security. So before you demand for anything from a woman, try to ask yourself, are they financially secure in your zone? Have you made them be comfortable that whenever they need provisions over anything, you'll be ready to provide?
Okay.
Then number two, you need to make that woman feel so special in a way that she feels she's the most person regarded by you.
Are we still talking about security?
Security.
Okay.
I want to ensure, I assure you and affirm to you that you are the most special person in my life.
That's security.
That is security.
Yeah. Hey, today we are in love with you.
So if you find your man flirting with another woman, always you'll feel insecure.
That's
if
true.
you find your man, taking so much interest with being, being around other ladies, you'll become insecure. You want to feel to be that very special being in their life. And basically that has to continue happening. From the date of dating up to the date of marriage to to marriage life, you have to always feel you are secure because you are the most important person in their life. And simply, I want to say you are the priority, not an option.
Yes.
Okay? So men, make your ladies become priorities, not options.
CJ is taking notes. And then he's learning.
He's learning. And number two, you have to make sure that you communicate with your wife. The most admirable.
That is still security.
Yeah, it is still security.
Wow.
You don't need to let your woman to go and complain or communicate with other friends about her issues. Be the first person to listen to those issues. So if you communicate in a most admirable way, the woman will stick. She will tick. And that is the reason when I came in and I realized, oh, you look so adorable. I had to tell you that. It's a compliment you need always.
And it changed everything, regardless what I was feeling, regardless how everything was running.
You can imagine sometimes I try to refer to a boss who employs a man, and then the boss just tells this man, I've been thinking about you the whole of this week. And the man will be like, okay, what have you been thinking about me? I've been thinking about how well you've been performing your job, and I think I'll give you a pay rise. Do you know how that man feels inside there? He feels like, wow, I'm winning it. Yeah. And this is how you need to make your wife feel, or your girl to feel. You need to make her feel she's so important. You have time to think about her and make her know you've been thinking about her.
Then, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Men are the same reason why ladies go to sugar daddies.
Definitely. Because I usually say, and I agree with you, if you find a relationship not working, the first question should go to a man. What are you not doing right? Because this woman is waiting for you to actually lead the way. And that is why there is leadership. Okay. Lead the way. I am the one who will approach a lady and tell her she looks beautiful. I am the one who will approach a lady and tell her, your walking style is the best that I've ever seen in this world. Why can't I maintain the same tempo? Even when now we start dating, courting, and getting into marriage, you need to maintain the tempo.
Thank you so much. I don't know if we are through with security, but I can see commercial is just about to come. So let me just dedicate this to all the ladies who are listening to me. She's Royal by Taurus, really. You don't need any makeup to be a beauty. Sure. You are just beautiful in your own way. Yeah. I think I love today's. We'll be coming back after the commercial break and this jump, and then we'll capitalize more on security and the 3. It's a message that I'm receiving here. But anyway, shaggy strength of a woman, still special dedication to all the ladies. But let me clarify this. Men, you're not left out. I wish you can take this positively, and you will make your relationship change. Am I right?
Yeah.
So, this is Zero Radio 99.0. Hero Drive being the show. Hashtag the VOBIC'S Palace. And I do the show with DJ CJ. And today I'm privileged to have our love doctor of every Wednesday. That is
Councillor Sam.
Councillor Sam.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Let me just read this so that you feel nice and continue giving us a good one. Someone is saying, Kate, thank you for the love doctor. Leo Aki nimejua wanaume wanaweza change. Mwenye anasema wow. Okay, tell the love doctor to continue with that. I'm also falling in love with those words. Big ups to all men who are locked in. They need to know all that. By the way, that's true. Mwingine ame insist tuongee Kiswahili, lakini unfortunately we will try to mix in between. But I don't know. I want to use polite words because here is an English radio station. But the love doctor, anything that you don't get, he will clarify it in Swahili. And today we are talking about how to make a lady a tick in a relationship. So, and you gave us 4. We were working on security. Are you through? Maybe just to give a recap, you talked about security. Make her feel secure financially. Assure her she is the most special. Affirmation of faithfulness, that you'll always be there. And always say and mean what you say and mean what you say.
Definitely.
Okay.
So, as we were continuing, I was talking about making the woman feel so special and making her feel that she's the only person in your life who means a lot, and she's not an option. It really pains my heart when I realize a man is making a woman, feel like she's an option or she's a bother in her life, in his life. Basically, when you treat a woman so well, you'll get the best out of this woman. And I can honestly tell our listeners, women are the best creatures that God gave men. If only they could realize that, then they would always appreciate ladies and even respect them more. Now, one thing that I need men to know is that when you are talking to your lady, always try to be sincere as possible. Ladies love sincerity. If you are open, you become an open book. The lady will always want to be close to you. You will have no reasons to worry, actually. I have noticed that many men worry about, like, when I open too much to my lady, what will she become? Will she not be controlling? No. Let me tell you today, when you are open to your lady, she respects you more. She makes your image become so positive in the society, more than you would even imagine. A lady represents who you are. A lady's face is a reflection of how she feels about you as a man. So if you see a gloomy lady, and behind her she tells you she has a man, there is trouble in that relationship. If you see an ever jovial lady and she's always happy, and behind her she tells you she has a boyfriend or she has a husband, then you will know the husband is doing something good. Now, the other area of compliments, when I was talking about, making her feel special, try to always focus on all areas of her life.
That's still security?
Yeah, do not only talk about one area. Because like, if for instance, you look at your lady and you feel she has very nice hair, remember that hair is to complement her beauty entirely. Yeah, in entirety. So basically, when you talk about her beautiful hair, also remember to add her beautiful face, her beautiful well cut out lips, her good looking eyes, her well cut neck, those kind of compliments. Give her so that she feels you are focusing on her in general, and she doesn't feel like you are picking on just one certain area, and you focus on it to a point where if she doesn't do well on that area, you have a reason to hate her. Always appreciate your lady the way she is, the way she was created. Now, the other thing that I want also to tell men, never use sarcasm towards your lady.
That's still security.
Yeah, it is still security. When you talk ill of your lady, especially making her feel like she's being demeaned, it's like her value is worthless to you. Then you actually make her feel she's useless, and you can imagine how it feels. If someone made you feel like you are useless, yeah, it really hurts, it really pains, and you even wonder, what else can I do to make this person see the good in me? I always want to encourage men to always look at their ladies and ask them, are you comfortable with how I treat you? Yeah, if the lady says yes, continue doing what you're doing because it is the best. A lady says yes with a reason, and she says no with a reason. If she says no, do not start criticizing her. Listen to why the no is coming. Let her explain what should you do for her to feel secure. Okay? Now, the other thing is, end your words in a very supportive way. Whatever statement you're telling your lady, end your statements with very supportive, statements. Like, for instance, if she has done something wrong, tell her, my dear, I love you. And what has happened has hurt me. I wish you can correct so that I can continue appreciating you. You see, you are sandwiching the wrong thing between the two positive statements, so that at least she knows, were it not for me doing this wrong, our relationship would still be vibrant. And she will continue correcting. These people are human beings. We are not perfect, all of us, but basically, if we support each other, if we complement each other, then we will feel like we are having a perfect person. Remember, I may not be perfect, but I'm coming into your life, or you're coming into my life, so that I can become the other better part that you are missing.
To complement me and become
is happening.
Compatible. Okay.
Let's go to affection. I am sorry that we are moving very, very fast.
It's okay. And today I'm even tempted to add you more time. Since today you're not a man chauvinist.
Yeah, but I don't want us to be very biased. Now, when we go to affection, these are tender actions that are shown towards the lady so that she can feel safe. For instance, if you take a lady who is given a warm hug in the morning, this lady feels so like good over the day. I believe you got one. That's why you are smiling so broadly. She feels so she feels so good. She feels cared for. She feels, she's like, considered as an important person. A hug is a simple expression of affection. If you hug your lady, don't squeeze her into your hands. Hug her humbly, like in a way that she feels she's being cared for. And actually, it's a confirmation that I love you, I care for you, and I'm ready to stand with you in whatever situation you may be in. Now, there is also this other aspect of affection where you tell your lady more often how much you love her. Remember to always remind her that she's the best that you love. That word should not just, be a word reserved for certain times. Tell her in the morning, tell her in the afternoon, tell her in the evening. You don't know how those words really make the lady feel. And at the end of the day, that whatever you need, like if you want sex and you tell your woman you love her in the morning, in the afternoon, around in the evening there, it will be ready for you even before you ask for it. Then the other thing is about appreciating every little thing that she does. Each and every little thing that she does, remember to compliment her positively. mostly we focus on what is going wrong rather than what is going right. Yeah. So I want to encourage men to always look at the positive aspects of what their woman is doing in their home.
Chakula ni tamu lakini hukuweka chumvi. Chakula ni tamu lakini ulijaza chumvi.
Tell try to look for words, the right words. My dear wife, I know you're a good cook. It just happens that today's dish doesn't have enough salt. Like, look at that.
Can it happen? Hey. CJ is even nodding. Can it happen?
Most of the times we are led by anger. We let anger take over to a point where now we become sarcastic to our ladies, and we make them feel so inferior. We make them feel like they are useless. They are not doing anything good. But when you focus mostly on the positives, the lady vibrates. Like she becomes so vibrant. Her face expresses joy. The way she expresses herself, she opens her heart out. It makes her feel so good. Wow. Now, the other tender activity on improving affection, there are quite a number, but I want just to mention a few. It's a question of being there for your lady. When she needs you, make sure you are available for her. Creating time for her so that at least she feels she has someone to talk to. Ladies love talking. They love expressing themselves. They actually express what they think and feel through communicating. Make time for them. And when you are there for them, do not interrupt when they are talking. Always remember to ask, my dear, are you through with what you're saying? So that at least you can know where to pick from. And basically by allowing yourself to listen more, you hear more and you understand more. So when you are actually answering a question, you are able to answer appropriately.
And I think when you do that, you even minimize the
conflicts.
Yes, and this attitude that men say that ladies are whiners, they are they like complaining.
You see, the woman will start whining when she realizes you have no time for her. Like I said initially when we started, women are very sensual. She will withdraw from you instinctively. Kutoka kwa moyo ndani ata withdraw, but physically she will be present for you. And when she withdraws instinctively, then it means what she's left with is a combative nature. She will become combative. That's when you start talking about her being nagging, whining, complaining and all that. So if you give her time to express herself, and mostly when she's expressing herself, give her the environment that makes her believe you are giving her undivided attention. When you talk about undivided attention, just briefly, it's about letting each and every other thing stay away from you as you listen to your wife or your lady. If it is a TV, switch it off. If it is your phone, put it off. Listen to her. Give her undivided attention. She will express herself. Remember, in a lady's statement, there is guidance, there is counsel, there is correction. All this happens from this wise creature who is called a lady. But if you don't give her a chance, then you'll always have a reason to complain.
I think we're just moving on, right? Are you through with affection?
Yeah, no,
so number
really.
one, but...
There are quite a number. I don't know whether we can really exhaust them today.
So just to remind the listeners that you can ask any questions, and I've seen questions coming, but everyone is just appreciating the topic, even men.
Thank you.
Because I have a man who is saying thank you for the teachings. I think he just wants to improve his relationship. And to remind the listeners, we're talking about how to make a lady a tick in a relationship, and we've tackled 1, security, and 2, affection. So we'll come back for
open communication.
Any question to our love doctor, 0708 13 13 35 or 0713 999 227. Kindly go and like our page. That is the VOBIC'S Palace. And the love doctor is very interactive there, and he's like controlling everything there. You can ask a question. You will get this topic of the day there.
Yeah.
And we will come and try to balance with Swahili. So kuna vitu kama
tutajaribu. Maneno ya mapenzi kwa Kiswahili wakati mwingine yanaleta tatanishi kwa sababu ni mazito. Ukitumia ngeli ambazo zinastahili katika Kiswahili zinakufanya ukue kama vile unavyosema kunyegeza.
We are coming back, and today it's learning for all of us. Guys, you can't afford to just change that dial, and ladies, just learn. You may help your guy just to do this. Join the likes of Akina CJ. Awachili tab chini, they are writing it. Anyway, Marvin Gaye, Sexual Healing. Get up. The dedication that was made to all the ladies in Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing. I don't know how you feel about it. Hero Radio 99.0 for a fresh breath of music and a most popular radio station. This is a Hero Drive with me, Kate Vobic, and DJ CJ. And today,
Councillor Sam,
our love doctor, karibu tena sana. And if you've just tuned into Hero Radio, we have been discussing about something that is very important. Remember, it's hashtag the VOBIC'S PALACE. That's the topic of the day. And today we're talking about how to make a lady a tick in a relationship. We've talked about security. We've talked about affection. We're just about to talk about open communication.
Yeah.
Yes.
And look, okay, someone just popped in here. He's called DJ Lin.
DJ Lin.
And he's asking me.
Okay, he always feels ish when I'm with CJ. You know, I used to do a show with him.
Jealous, yeah?
Yeah,
Wow.
and I'm not intending to quit working with CJ anytime soon.
Best match. Anyway, now, yeah, he's just asked me whether it's normal to feel pity for a lady. And actually, even before I answer that, you know, when you make a lady feel so loved, she becomes like an egg. She can easily fall and break. So when you want, you know, like when it reaches to a point where you're pitying this lady, you've made her so vulnerable to a point now she's helpless. Please, DJ Lynn, stop making your lady helpless if you are the one. Anyway, now open communication. Open communication is about being open to each other, being honest, being reliable, and what else would I add on that? Being sincere. Okay, so when a lady wants, when a man needs to make her lady feel comfortable and contented in a relationship, you need like to be very, very honest with her. You need to encourage open communication. Open communication is where you open the channels of communication for both of you. She doesn't need like to gaze or, you know, like jump into conclusions just because she tried to call you and you are not picking your call, or she tried to reach you over your phone and you are always mteja. She doesn't want to feel like that. She wants to feel anytime she calls you, even though you'll not be able to pick your call, but the moment you pick your call and you communicate back to her, you first of all, you apologize for missing her call. And number two, explain what was happening. And number three, be able to tell her, I'm now ready for you to listen to you.
Okay.
Then the other thing about open communication, when you are available to your lady, you know, be all ears to her, because if she's speaking, then it means she wants you to hear something.
Yeah.
Give her that attention, like I was saying initially. Give her undivided attention. Then this communication needs to be very healthy. When we talk about healthy communication, we are talking about where she feels safe by sharing whatever she's sharing, because you are reliable and you are dependable. Whatever she is sharing, she knows she has someone to listen to and someone to support her whenever she needs that support. She doesn't want to feel like she's sharing to you, you know, with you her issues just for the sake of it or to relieve the baggage that he has. No, she wants to feel that she's sharing anything that she's sharing with you because you can be there to support her. The other thing about open communication is about just being transparent. My dear, if you see a text that starts with the word dear, that one is a text that does not necessarily mean I am in a relationship with someone else. It means the kind of relationship I have with that person who is communicating is a friendly relationship. And because the word dear, sweetheart now are just thrown around anyhowly, she will not add so much weight into that. But if you try to like hide those kind of texts, then one day she comes to realize you've been receiving such kind of text. She will start digging deep. That means your communication is ailing and you need to work on it. The other part is, you know, men are very reserved. Try always to ensure you let her know when you need your space. Because a woman who is so much in love with you will always want to be close to you and talk to you. Sometimes I look at ladies like small kids. They are like cats. Do you know a cat? A cat will always want like to come and be closer to you because you are friendly. So the more you create a friendly atmosphere around your woman, she'll want to always be close to you. When you feel like you need your space, be open. Tell her frankly. Kindly, my dear, there is something I'm working on. I just need you to give me 1 hour or 2 hours and I'll get back to you, or I'll have enough time for you. Don't keep quiet. Don't be silent. It hurts them most.
That's
yeah.
true.
The other thing is, like for married men, I'm married. I will talk about when men come home from work and then the next thing they are having is a remote in their hand. And the lady is in the kitchen trying to cook, or the wife is in the kitchen trying to cook, and she's trying to throw words to you so that at least she can express herself and whatever she has in her heart. Then all of a sudden when she asks you, umesikia, you are like, nini? Ulikuwa unasema,
Were you talking to me?
It really breaks her heart.
Yeah.
And that time sikudanganyi, chakula itapita chumvi.
And you will complain.
And you will complain.
Ama kitunguu itaungua.
Sasa ukicomplain, who is the cause for that?
That's true.
We don't want anyone to blame anyone. Just give her the attention that she deserves. The other thing when we talk about healthy communication, and I can't emphasize this enough, always listen. Listen so that you can hear and understand. When you understand, you are able to give the right answers to her concerns. You are able to address her in the right way, according to what she expects. But when you don't listen, it's like you are floating somewhere. It really does hurt the woman. Remember, women feel everything from their heart. Men think about everything from their head. I'm sorry, DJ. I'm sorry for this. Men will always want to, first
you
of
say
all,
the women feel everything from their hearts.
Men feel everything from their head. They want to, first of all, think about what you have said before they answer. But a woman, before she tells you anything, she has thought about it, felt about it, and so she's sharing what is sincerely coming from her heart. Yeah.
We are done with the open communication.
We are done with open communication.
What are we coming?
I was almost asking you, what do you think kissing is? In what area does it fall? Does it fall in security, affection, where does it fall?
Affection.
That's
my own understanding.
And I want to encourage men to kiss their ladies.
Even in public?
It will depend. There is what we call public romance. Now, you will only kiss your lady in public if she's comfortable. Never do anything that is uncomfortable to your lady when she doesn't want it. Always do it when she wants it and she's comfortable wherever you are doing it. Because you'll find, ladies, in as much as they are ladies, they have different preferences. There is one who will actually appreciate being kissed in public. There is one who will only want to be kissed in the bedroom. Those are ladies, but they have different preferences. Then there is also this other aspect of holding hands. You realize, sometimes people say, you have gone so Western. And actually, Juicy, when I was talking to another couple, they told me, if you see a man holding a lady's hand, then uyo dem si dem yake. Si dem yake. Either ni bibi ya wenyewe.
Is that true?
Because it is believed in the African setup, it is believed a husband and a wife
cannot hold hands,
cannot walk together. And wanasemanga, ukitaka kujua mahali bwana yuko kama bibi, umemwona kwa barabara, angalia nyuma yake. Utaona bwana.
The same thing is said, a guy cannot go with the wife to a club and have fun and dance together. Ukiona kidance na mtu mwingine usimanzia kama bibi.
So you wonder why. You need to, develop a culture where you appreciate your wife even in public.
Yes.
You appreciate your lady even hold her hand. Walk with her. Talk to her warmly. Talk to her in a loving way in public. Everybody will, first of all, they will spot you, talk about you. But eventually, they will say, those two guys, they are inseparable. That is what you want to have.
Okay, we are coming back. What are we talking about? How many are we remaining with?
When we come back now, we'll be talking about leadership.
Yeah. That's the one we're wrapping up.
Final one.
Okay, and someone is asking a very touching question, but I think we should come back with it. But maybe for you to ponder.
Yeah.
Hi, Kate and Dr. Love. It's so disturbing that my wife will always appreciate me when I give her money. Is that security? That's one. I hope you're noting them down.
Yeah.
And the other one, okay. Big up to all the men who are locked in and loving it. It's so unfortunate that my husband will be intimate with me and close to me when he wants sex. Failure to that, I cannot get even a peck during the day or anything. Maybe when we are doing badminton, ama punyu punyu. Okay, that's how we call it here at Hero Drive. So you get the questions.
Yep.
We'll be coming back with more questions. But right now, Vian with A Woman in Love.
A woman in love, a woman in love. A woman in love, a woman in love, a woman in love.
Definitely a woman in love, and taking us to 308. And all we need as women, we just need to be in love for us to be treated right. Listening to Hero Radio 99.0 Hero Drive with me, Kate Vobic, and DJ CJ, together with our love doctor.
Yeah, Counselor Sam here.
And today we are talking about how to make a lady a tick in a relationship. We've tackled number 1, security. Number 2, affection. Number 3, open communication. And we're just about to do leadership. But there's one thing that really captured my attention. A woman feel everything from their heart.
Yeah.
But men from their head.
Yeah.
That's so touching.
Yeah, there's one friend of mine who was telling me, yeah, it's always good to encourage men to take care of their tail, because mostly their tail wags the body rather than the body wagging the tail. So that transfer of activity needs to be well negotiated. And I'm not being sarcastic to men. It's because mostly we are so weak when it comes to the tail wagging the body rather than body wagging the tail. Now, going to our 2 questions, there's one listener who has asked about the husband just only being close whenever she gives in sex. What I need us to know, and listeners to also know, is that both men and women have what we call emotional differences. And like I initially said when we started the program, is men need sex for them to give love, while women need that love for them to actually give sex. Now, what I need to tell men is, every time our lady looks at you, she's able to pick the most, even the smallest of your actions, in as much as you're not speaking, because they are sensual beings. They are very sensitive about their environment, about their surroundings. So if you find a man being close to you, then it means that is what he feels he needs to be very close to you. Otherwise, there are other needs that you need to also understand, which you are not meeting for your man, for him to be closer. For instance, let me give you an example. A man is a recreational being. He loves playing around. So if, for instance, he's watching TV, a certain program he loves so much, and maybe he has tried once or twice to invite you to come and sit with him, and you have refused, that is reason enough for him to even shut you out. He will only be close to you when he needs sex. Because, in recreation,
so I become the sex object.
You turn out to become a, like a reliving object. He
just
wants
say
just
a sex
to relive.
puppet.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I don't. Sometimes I feel sad when I call ladies sex objects, because I don't want to feel them like objects. Yeah. So a man has his own emotional needs that need to be met by a woman, and a woman has their own. Women have their own emotional needs that need to be met by the man. The only difference that comes in is the way that they are rated. A woman requires affection while a man requires sex. There is an imbalance. So both of you need to sit down and understand, how do I meet her need for affection, and how do I meet his need for sex? When you are trying to balance, then you have reasons to talk, and that gives you a platform to stay closer. You always have something to discuss about. It also happens to the one who says that his wife will always appreciate him when he gives out money. It is because you are meeting that need for money, financial security. If you're not meeting those other needs, the woman will not have any reason to appreciate you. You don't need just to be a daddy there. And when she's busy cooking in the kitchen, the children are bothering her, yet you are seated there reading a magazine or watching a certain program on TV. What you need to do is to show her that you can also accord her domestic support. And by according her domestic support is, when she's cooking, you are taking care of the kids. I'm telling you, this lady will appreciate you. She will stand with you. But when she realizes she's doing the cooking, kids are disturbing her, and you are just comfortably seated there, there is a reason for you to have a conflict. And she will always appreciate you when you meet a certain need. So it is important for you to understand, what are the emotional needs of your wife, what are the emotional needs of your husband, so that now you can work together on how to meet them, and you continue complementing each other.
Although I still feel like they treat the ladies as a sex puppet, maybe to that person who said, you cannot kiss me, peck me, hug me when I'm not giving you sex. So you'll only be close to me, affectionate to me, when it's time for us to go to bed at night. So during the day, even if maybe I bring you lunch in the office, or I just come and visit you in the office, you cannot even peck me, you cannot even hug me.
Let me tell you, Kate, and to our listeners, I've seen many people who mistake sex for love and love for sex.
That's true.
Actually, love is not sex, neither is sex love. Okay? And what I can read from this couple is that the husband does not really understand exactly what does affection entail.
Yes.
Kissing is part of affection. Hugging is part of affection. Holding hands is part of affection. Being close to her is part of affection.
Playing with your wife.
Playing with your wife, you know, giving her time, you know, it's part of affection. If he understands all those and he gives himself time to actually make them happen, then definitely sex will just be sweet.
Okay.
But when it happens like it's only sex, then it means there is a problem. The husband needs to understand exactly what is affection all about.
Okay.
And it is for the wife to also help her husband.
Okay.
Yeah.
We go to leadership.
Leadership. Kila familia, kiongozi ni nani?
Mwanamme.
Mwanamume. Now, a woman wants a man who can make decisions. Yeah? A woman wants someone who can sit and negotiate issues and reach a conclusion and take action. If you lead from the front, the woman will follow. And that's why you hear behind every successful man,
There's a
not just a woman, there is a wise woman. Yeah, I usually use the word wise woman because when it comes to just a woman, even behind a very impoverished man, there is also a woman. So remember, there is a wise woman. Basically, a woman looks upon you as a leader in their life because, one, you introduced them into relationships. Two, they expect you to be a good decision maker. Three, they expect you to be a good time manager. Four, they expect you to be a good caretaker of everything that is happening, a good provider. All that is leadership. So basically, when you are leading from the front, ensuring you make your wife feel she doesn't have to go looking for someone to help her make certain decisions in her life, then basically you are playing your role well. So men, when you are there, as you argue and critique, and remember, it's about arguing constructively, critiquing constructively. Your lady will always be waiting for the final decision to come from you. If you fail and she takes over, oh my, don't blame anyone.
Okay.
Don't blame anyone. Because they really know how to take care of everything they do. They really know how to take care of the decisions they make. And they are very serious. I love ladies because they are always very sincere with the decisions they make. If they make a decision to do adequate financial management, you can't change their mind. They will go for it. So men, let us be good leaders in our relationship.
I think people implement. Are you through?
I'm not through. It's because I'm seeing it's almost like you're saying something. Yes?
No. You continue. Why are you reading me? I'm even in class.
It is important for me to understand what is going through
I'm
your
trying
mind.
to check the SMSs that will go on
So
air
basically, men take charge, and the women will be so happy. They will respect you. And again, a good leader earns respect. Do not force your lady to respect you. Just do things that will make her, respect you, honor you, and even adore you, and be fond of you every moment she sees you. Like sometimes I usually ask men, when a family fails, is it the woman's or the wife's mistake, or it's a man's mistake? And everybody tries to counter accusations, blames, oh, it's my wife who did. No, she did it because you are not there to support her, do the right thing. And whatever she did, maybe she thought was the best right thing that she did. So basically, men take leadership. Lead from the front. When you sit down with your wife, don't look at her as an inferior. Look at her as a complementing partner. Whenever you're discussing about issues, allow her input, because it is very important. She is a stakeholder. Yeah, that marriage, that relationship that you have is like a project. Both of you have to play a certain role, understand each other's roles. How do you complement each other so that each one of you plays their respective roles and you have the best results all the time? When you take over everything and you dominate everything, the woman becomes silent. She becomes silent in your house. But when you leave, she has friends to talk to. And if she ever meets someone who can listen to her, someone who can show leadership to her in her life, then definitely you'll be losing out, because eventually you'll come to realize you don't have a wife, you just have a woman in the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. But we have to tackle some SMSs.
Cool.
Someone is saying, hi, Love Doctor and VOBIC. Thank you for the topic. I've been married for 3 years. Is it okay for a husband and wife to have different sex styles, or will my wife tame me as a pornography addict?
That's a good question, and I appreciate the listener who's just asked that question. Actually, it is very healthy to have, like to practice different sex positions because they bring, different feelings, and they make you even realize that your wife has so much valuables maybe you have not explored. When you talk about being fought or maybe being tamed or having the fear that you may be tamed because of some sort of like addiction to pornography or some sort, what I would say is, do you both watch pornography? And if you do, for what reasons? Because both of you have to be in agreement. We are watching pornography so that we can achieve this. And actually, pornography is not the best way to go. When it comes to sex issues, always discuss them, both of you, as you're looking at each other, because you are the sexual beings who are going to be involved in this activity. There is no manipulation involved. Remember, in pornography, there is a lot of manipulation. That is a scripted thing, and someone directed what is happening there.
And they are working.
And with them, they are getting paid for that.
Yeah.
For you, you're trying to grow your relationship. So do not go to pornography. And I'm not saying that he's been watching pornography because he hasn't said he's watching pornography. But I'm trying to tell him, have sex talk together. When you want to like try a new position, just approach your partner. Tell them that you feel like you'd want to try a new position, which you feel may be sensual and may be very good for you too. And if she accepts, do it. If she doesn't, understand what she's saying from her point, so that she doesn't feel like you're trying to manipulate her also.
Okay, connecting it to that question, niaje love doctor, mi na feelingi kama tu wife yangu unichukulia ufale, anashindanga na missionary style na mi kwangu ainibambi. Nezaje mwambie ya kwamba inibambi na asionekana ninamchukia?
Okay, that's good. And actually, I appreciate him. It's brave, and he shows a lot of brevity and concern about their relationship, and he would want to like try new things. Yeah. So when he asks about how do I approach my wife, so that at least I can be able to orient her into a new style, what I would tell him is that your wife is always there to listen to you. You have discussed over other many critical issues, and you've always been able to overcome them. So number one, appreciate her and tell her you enjoy the missionary style that you are used to. And today you feel like there is a
eating
new...
You've been eating, I'm telling.
Please, Kate, I want to tell you today. I want you to tell you today. This issue of eating sukuma wiki every day, eating ugali every day, spoils relationships because there is that perception that one sexual style is compared to ugali. No. This is about what you want to feel from your partner. So if you want to like do another position, it's always good for you to sit down, first of all, discuss about it before you get to bed. Okay? Discuss about it. My dear, I feel like there is another style I'm thinking through, and I would want to do it with you because you are my best partner. Obviously, there's no way I can do it outside there. You are the best person I can share it with, and I would like us to try it. She will tell you yes. Mostly, ladies will ask you, ulisomea wapi? It's okay. It's good to ask that question. Be positive. Mwambie, yeah, and that's a good question. I appreciate it. I read it through a magazine, or I was going through internet, and I happened to see, what were you looking for in the internet? I was doing some research, and I thought maybe I could also explore the issues of sex and see how we can improve our relationships. Okay. Basically, you're trying to tell her you are doing it in good faith. Yeah, you are not doing it with a mindset that if she refuses, there is someone else to implement it with. No, you are telling her you are doing it for the good of your relationship, and you're willing to implement it with her. If she's comfortable, always remember to use that word. I believe you'll be comfortable with it. If she says no, listen to why she's saying no.
Okay. Time may not allow us to go to more questions. Someone else is asking, Dr. Love, kama wako na shule, ata mimi nataka kuwa professor wa love. And we ask Kate, please big up my mom. My man Evans, for that he has been so far he has most of those qualities.
I love that.
zenye hana najua he will implement them. Thank you so much, Grace, for appreciating your husband. Hashtag Hero Driver. Dr. Love, tell me this: when I talk to my lady, he doesn't talk to me. As in, if ask him, are you sick? He doesn't talk. Please kindly allow me to give you Dr. Love's number, because time may not allow us to continue. But just to give the recap, today we're talking about how to make a lady take in a relationship. 1, security; 2, affection; 3, open communication; and 4, leadership. But you're going to get all this to our Facebook fan page. That is a VOBIC'S Palace. Like the page, and then this interaction will be there. And the questions you can still get. So where can we find you, Dr. Love, and your number?
To all our listeners, my number is 0723 793 414. And for whoever wants to like come and have a session with me or meet me, my offices are at Wilma House, just next to Family Bank, Kenyatta Avenue, room 202. You come there, you will find me.
So I repeat the number again: 0723 793. Nishaambia nirudie number 0723 793 414, 0723 779 3414, 0723 793 414. Thank you so much, Dr. Love. See you on Wednesday, and thank you for being part of the VOBIC'S Palace.
I think it would be good for listeners to know what we'll be talking about next Wednesday before we leave.
Yes.
And next Wednesday we'll be talking mostly on what paralyzes relationships. What are those areas that make relationships not really work? Otherwise, I appreciate them, I love them, and I actually love their interaction with us. God bless you so much.
Okay, go like our page. That's the VOBIC'S Palace, and you will get the interaction there. Thank you so much, Dr. Love.
Karibu.